evening, everybody. Welcome to 2025. It's
Happy
me.
New Year.
Happy New Year. Glenn Marshall Adams, how are you?
I am well. Tina Legs Tantrum, how on
Oh,
earth are you?
well, this Thursday will be my 6 weeks post-op, and I am feeling really, really good. Love. Very positive, very upbeat. Still a wee bit stiff and sore and things like that. I'm walking slowly without crutches.
You are walking without crutches, I happen to notice, yes.
Well, I'm kind of waddling off crutches. And
You
as
were
you know,
sissy in that walk.
and off most medication, I'm just down to the really strong painkillers now, and I feel very, very good. Yeah, very good. I am coming back with a vengeance, darling. What
Good,
about you?
good. I am really good. I am
Tell us
absolutely.
why you are smelling like a Cheshire cat that's got the cream and the cherry on top.
Well, first of all, pick a bag, jump in, look at the bag under my eye. Tina, I have been traveling since I've been up since 4 o'clock, well, 4:30 this morning. I've been traveling all day. I'm here in Istanbul because I go from a hair transplant tomorrow.
Is that in
So
Torquay?
it is not Torquay Devon, but Torquay,
Torquay.
Torquay to country.
You get the left love.
I'm not getting a lift, no. Well, maybe a couple of my hair follicles transplanted from the back of the head to the top
You
of my
know,
head. But
don't you be annoyed with me saying this, but you see right now, your forehead is brighter than my future.
we should explain that we are actually resuming this episode. I am in Turkey. Lexi is in Tantrum Towers.
And in the Deer Park Delight.
The Deer Park, which I can see has been de-Christmified. Is that a
Yes,
word?
yes. Uh-huh.
When did you have your Christmas decorations down?
Well, God bless me, Lana Doon come down last Saturday, and she helped me strip it all down because I am not able to get into the loft just yet by myself. So, and with her being like 6 foot, 322 centimeters high, and a size 47 foot, she was able to get to places I've never seen a drag queen reach before. She didn't even have her heels on. So, yeah,
So wait, you had your Christmas decorations down on the 20th of December.
no, I had them down the Saturday after Christmas. So you had Christmas on the Wednesday, and
And
then it was
28th.
that's it. Yeah, but mind you, my Christmas decorations, everything was. I had this house lit from the second week of October.
You weren't wasting any time getting them down,
No,
that's
no,
for
no,
sure.
no. Uh-huh. I
But
had a
but
funny
yes,
idea, but this Christmas was not going to be the same.
well, my Christmas this year, as you know, and as we discussed on the last couple of episodes, I have been swimming around on a cruise ship for 2 weeks. As you can tell, I am bronze brown.
Mm.
I had a fabulous time. Definitely a different experience for Christmas, I have to say. But
Look
definitely an
gorgeous.
experience that I
Yeah.
really, really would like to do again.
Okay.
Maybe not this year, but certainly in the future. And I can highly recommend it to anybody that perhaps maybe is on their own or don't have kids or just looking for something different. I can highly recommend doing a Christmas
Yeah.
cruise. There's a lot to choose from. We done Christmas and New Year, and Christmas on a boat is a different experience. Opening Christmas presents on a beach in Las Palmas in Gran Canaria on Christmas Day was a different experience, I have to say. Um, but one that thoroughly enjoyed, absolutely had the best time.
Honest.
Stinking pissed every single day, as you can
Good,
imagine.
good.
Getting to bed a ridiculous hour and not rolling out of bed until about 11:30, 12 in the afternoon. Didn't see breakfast. I think I seen breakfast actually once the entire time, and that was the day we were getting off.
Aye. Straight to
They
the
had us,
bar. Straight to the
they had us
bar.
up. They had us up and out of our room. Had us up and out of our room by 7:30.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure by after your first day on the cruise, you get those kind of sort of real, the staff and go, oh, I know what they're like. Where do you say them?
Oh, they had us clocked. They had us
Uh,
clocked.
You
Oh,
better
I.
believe. And they'll be like, see them five over there. I guarantee you, but not one of them ends up for 7 o'clock for that buffet. So you may forget about it. You give them a wee drop of 11s. And listen, look, the photographs, the videos, and the weather you've got. Oh my days. I was
We were
cringing.
very lucky. We were very
Yeah,
lucky. I mean, for me, it definitely was the weather that I had hoped for. In fact, it's the kind of weather I look for in a summer holiday, if I'm honest. It was the kind of
yeah.
weather where it was nice to be out, but it wasn't unbearable, and you didn't have that dreaded bit of sweat that would be dripping down your arse crack, down down the inside of your leg,
The
because it's
chucks.
just in the chucks, just because like just with the heat.
Aye, and then the worst thing is you're walking along and feel it, and it runs right down the chuck, and then
Yeah,
it just lands right in the middle there in no man's land.
yeah, hate that.
And
Absolutely
oh,
hate it.
you can't get a baby weight for loving their money.
No, no. But anyway, like had a fabulous, fabulous time.
Good.
So definitely looking forward to doing it sometime in the future.
Yes.
What else has been happening? What have you been up to?
I've done a lot of thinking, and I've taken a lot of time to take a step back and reevaluate absolutely everything for 2025. And you know, you kind of take your health for granted. And as you well know, and as a lot of people know, I always go full pelt for everything. And I'm not saying I'm going to change that part about me, but what I am going to do is I am going to take my time thinking about things
Mhm.
rather than go for the jugular and think about it later. So we have a lot of shows coming up.
We
We
do
have the
indeed.
we have the big. I can't wait for this one. This is going to be my comeback show.
Yes, so this is the Galentine's or Drag Me to the Movies, which is the title of the show at Crumlin Road Jail on
Tickets now.
Friday, the
Yep.
14th of February. Tickets are on sale now. You can head on over to dragstoriches.show or you can just look it up on Crumlin Road's website. Go grab the tickets. Tina will be making her triumphant and
Bionic debut.
we will have to remove mobile phones as you enter the venue because she'll be picking up static with her new hips. Be interfering with the microphones.
And I think it's going to be an absolute classic because I had one of the girls, Fierce Injection, on the phone earlier on asking me, was he okay? Did he need anything? And I was like, honey, it's nearly 6 weeks post surgery. You're, you're a wee bit on the recovery bus, but thank you. And then we also have our big walloper on Mother's Day
We
in
do.
the Devonshire / the
Mhm.
Devon, and they have me and you on a big, well, it's me, sorry, on the massive big billboard outside.
Yes, I've seen the flyers
Venus
on.
Variety Cabaret Extravaganza.
It's going to be pretty
Wow,
awesome. This is a
pretty
brand
awesome.
new show for
Yeah.
G&T. We've never done this before, and we're bringing all of the fun of variety game shows. Everything like
Absolutely.
Wheel of Fortune. We're going to do
Limitless
family.
Chase. We're going to rip all the good ideas that we see on TV and make them our own. And we don't want to.
Absolutely. And we'll call them something that is equally ridiculous, but it will sound nothing like the original game, but you'll recognize it. But it's going to be good fun.
Limitless.
Lots of prizes to give away.
Oh, yes.
Where to
Banter,
see it.
crack, slag, and audience participation, the food, sing along, and a wee dance off maybe here and there. And yeah, I think that I'm looking forward to this, you see. I'm really
Yes.
looking forward to this. And also, if you don't mind me saying this, Glenn, I think, we as the LGBTQIA plus community received some devastating news over the weekend.
Oh God,
Uh,
yeah.
and I think it would only be, right to mention that our entire world, and not only just our entire community, everybody is heartbroken, devastated, and completely shell shocked at the very sad passing of the Vivienne.
Yeah, or James Lee Williams, which is his real name, but known professionally as the Vivienne. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was very shocking news, wasn't it?
every,
Another bright light extinguished way too early.
absolutely, love. And I just think I don't think don't really want to go any further without, from everybody from all quarters of all the queens here in Northern Ireland and Ireland, on behalf of everybody at Drags to Riches, all our gay community, we're sending all our love, our support, our hugs, and especially our prayers to the Vivienne's family,
Yeah.
RuPaul's Drag Race, Sparkle Show Bar, and anyone who's just been embraced by the Vivienne's beautiful, unbelievable, untouchable talent. What a force! What a force!
Absolutely. And it was
May
so
she,
sudden as well, wasn't it? And it was such a
absolutely.
shock. There's been an
Yeah,
absolute ton of an absolute outpouring of love
yeah,
and warmth.
absolutely.
And everybody saying the same thing about how much of a kind soul she was.
Was.
And any time that anybody was introduced to her, that they just talk about just how nice and warm she was. So
Mm,
yeah, such sad news.
yeah. And ironically, Brandy, the queen of Sparkles, who owns and runs, organizes Sparkles, and the Vivienne had wanted to come and see me because she'd heard I was quite gobby.
Uh, we should just provide a bit of context there is that Vivienne started out in
Sparkles.
Sparkles, right? That's if I've understood that correctly. She started
Yeah,
out in Sparkles years and years ago in
yeah.
Grand Can, and it's the same bar that you would do a turn in every now and again across the water as well.
And then she went back to England and she became the ambassador for RuPaul's Drag Race before it came to the UK.
That's correct. Yeah, Drag Race for UK was only was a pipe
Right?
dream then, shall we say? Right? It
Mhm.
wasn't
It
it wasn't
was.
commissioned. BBC hadn't
Yep.
picked it up.
And then when it did, lo and behold, the Vivienne, not only did she go on it and own it and smash it, she set the bar. But anyway, you know
She did,
what?
and can I just say as well, not only did she do Drag Race UK, but she then
Mm,
also went on and done RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, which was like a global thing.
yeah,
So she went to represent the UK with her drag in America, which was
yeah.
again just it's hard to comprehend that she's not about, to be honest. I've personally never met Viv, but I have a lot of admiration for her. I really love watching her. I followed her career online on social medias in particular.
Yeah. You
And
know,
can I just say as well, she literally was, she got her, from what I've understood again from reading what online, she recently starred as the Wicked Witch of the West in the revival of The Wizard of Oz as part of
yeah,
the 2024 UK tour, which again is such an amazing achievement,
yeah.
especially not just for Viv or for
Drag.
James, but for drag, yeah,
Drag.
100%.
She came third last year, this time last year in Dancing on Ice. Then she went on to do The Wizard of Oz. Then she went on to do The Child Catcher and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Wow, okay.
And she was knocking it out of the park. She was on Christmas Day. She was on Blankety Blank special, Christmas
He
Day
was.
special.
I watched it. I got
Yes.
caught up. I got caught up
And
on it.
that it was Bradley Walsh was asked of, the way he gets to choose his guests, and
Uh-huh.
Vivian with him because she was on the chase. And there was a question a while ago, 2 years ago, about a German sports
It was
person.
this. It was the German ski jumper, wasn't it?
And she calls you Fanny Snoop something. And
Fanny Schmeller. Fanny
Fanny
Schmeller.
Schmeller. And Bradley Walsh near took a buckle. And when she said it, and he remembered that, you know what I mean? And if you can
Mhm.
do that on primetime television by just being your natural, gorgeous, beautiful, colorful self, well, then you were born with a gift. And my God, in 32 years, what an impact.
Mhm.
An impact. And wherever you are, Vivienne, right now, for the impact that you've had, you will never be forgotten. Never be forgotten.
She'd also
Beautiful.
just again to her credit as well. She also won an Attitude Award, and it was the Inspiration Award as well.
Wow.
So again, that was in 2022. So it just goes to show, the sort of the legacy that she's unfortunately and very sadly leaving behind.
May she rest in power.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So, can I ask you this? Now that
Yes.
we're in 2025, it's January the 6th, my darling, and we're in the cusp of winter, and you're in Turkey. What's the weather like?
The weather here is, as you would expect, it's pretty cold.
Oh,
Istanbul's quite northern in Turkey, and
ah,
a couple of years ago we made the stupid mistake of thinking, it's Turkey, it'll be warm. No, it's a little bit warmer than what it is at home in Belfast, but you're talking about 8 degrees here at the moment. Um,
It's actually like -2 or -3 tonight. It's quite windy, which is making it -6, -7. It's
mhm.
quite cold. Yeah, it
The
really is.
high, the high tomorrow is to be 14, 15 degrees. So I mean, like
Ah,
I know, but it's still chilly. There's still that sort of breeze in the air as
I
well.
can see you when you come down out of theatre with your robe on and your onesie and your big towel, your big updo. Not don't touch me, don't touch me, and your big hoops and all, and your Jackie Onassis sunglasses sitting there, land. You know what I mean? Feed me grapes, and kind of top up that existing tan you got from your Christmas, New Year's
Oh,
cruise.
well, there is a rooftop bar in this hotel that I'm staying in, so I
Ah,
might
well,
go and catch the last of the rays, as they say.
one or two, one or two never hurt a girl. One or two never hurt a girl. One or two, darling. Little
I know.
Cipollina Bagley. So, do you believe in New Year's resolutions?
I believe in them. Again, I believe that you can set yourself a goal.
Okay.
Have I ever stuck to a New Year's resolution or sustained a New Year's resolution? Probably not, to be honest. What about you?
Well, I believe we all need a starting point, and I think a good way is to maybe, if you want to look at it this way, that we all need a reason to do something,
Mm,
however big or small or average. At least if you're prepared to give it a try, because there's probably every gym in every corner of the globe right now is packed and it's got a brand new membership. But and it's hard for people to stick to things when they're so used to living a certain way in a certain life, in a certain lifestyle. But yeah, I tend to once I make a commitment, I don't like to think of it as a resolution. I think of it as a commitment in order to enhance something. Because obviously, with me not being able to walk and learning how to walk again and being on crutches and medication, couldn't do anything and being so physical. Yes, I've gained a wee bit of weight, but it'll not take me long once I'm back on my feet because I'm starting back to the gym next Monday.
Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting.
Yeah.
So have you
And I
have
really,
you have you actually like given yourself, have you designated a resolution then? How would you explain that as a resolution then?
to me, to explain that as a resolution is to never give up. I mean, I
Yeah.
could I could quite simply say, do you know what? I'm not going back to the gym. I'm fine. I don't really. But to me, it's not even just about looking good. It's what it does for me mentally.
Mhm.
If I miss my routine, I miss that go walking in, I miss seeing the people who work there, who go there, and being social with them. And after your session, you have a cup of tea, you get to know people a little bit better, all of those things. And I never think about the hard work because I actually enjoy hard work. I love the physicality. I love this sense of achievement and all of those things. So for me, it's more a mental kind of, and it's quite spiritual as well because of the way it makes you feel. It makes you feel like a better person.
Mhm.
And if you were to look at me and think, well, no, I wouldn't say you had put on weight, but I feel like I have.
Mhm.
And if any of the listeners to the Sips and Giggles podcast, are looking for kind of sort of find a word that suits you because sometimes you really have got that get up and go. But if the word resolution doesn't suit, then change the word.
I think that's the way I kind of look at it. Like, I think
Yeah.
my goal for this year is certainly to drink more water. I definitely don't drink enough. So definitely want to drink more water. And I think another thing that I'd particularly like to do more of is explore new places because as you know, I don't do enough of that. I don't
Okay.
get to see enough of the world.
Okay.
So I need to go and I need to explore new places as well.
Need
Um,
yes, you need to spread your wings, doll. If you're just
Definitely.
on a 2.5 week cruise, yeah, yeah, you need to go and explore.
I think one of the things that I don't know whether you know this, but like last year I did spend quite a bit of time volunteering my time.
Oh, good.
Um, and I think one of the things I'd like to try and do a bit more this year is to take that step further and maybe try to focus on maybe some random acts of kindness.
Okay.
Just,
Are
I don't
you
know,
talking
by,
about discreet voluntary work?
well, I've already been doing that. I'm not sort of going to go into all of the volunteering stuff that I've done last year, but I've worked with different organisations, and I've been fortunate enough that my employer has allowed me time out to do that as well. But what I'm really referring to as random acts of kindness is just buying somebody a coffee that's in front of me or behind me in the queue. Just hoping that somebody can pass that on. Maybe, if someone's buying a few items at a self checkout, just pay for it. I don't know,
Yeah.
things like that. Offered to help people to do things. I don't just random acts of kindness. Try and do a bit more of that.
Yeah. I mean, I always start my day on social media by wishing everybody have a really lovely day, stay safe, and always be kind. And I think one of the kindest things you can actually do is smile and say hello to someone, complete stranger. And I think without having to, want to buy somebody a coffee, you want to pay for their groceries, you want to help them carry their stuff out to the car, that's all fine. That's all really nice. But I think one of the most nicest things you can actually do is I try to say hello to at least 30 people a day. And I think that I do that purposely because I like communication, and I love, when people smile and say hello, and I thought, oh, and hello. I like it when they say it to me first, you
Yeah.
know. And I think the art of conversation is starting to really come back again now because everybody understands that. And my heart goes out to the younger generation because they're so transfixed on social media and their whole lives are online. There isn't any real organic growth as such, not like you and I had,
Mhm.
and communication is key, to look someone in the eye and say hello. And especially if someone's on their phone and they look up and they say hello, because they're very quick not to say hello because they're used to dealing with something that's communicating with them, but it has no heart, it has no soul, it has no kindness. So moving forward in 2025 for Miss Tina Lake's Tantrum, number one, can't wait to get back to work.
Mhm.
Girl.
14th of February, 14th of February.
February, like write it down, write it down, get down, coming no gel. And number two is to carry on being as kind and as nice as I possibly can. Number three, I have a secret wish that I'm going to keep a secret, and then I'll relieve. I'm so close to something, so close right now. I got a text message today, and I thought, oh, wow. So I'm not going to talk about it because when you talk about it, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, and you know what? I've learned, I'm quite a healthy minded person, pretty well balanced. And my God, have I learned your wealth. Your health is your wealth. That's the thing that I've learned. You were here, you took me home from hospital, you seen how bad I was,
Mhm.
how fragile I became, how vulnerable I became within a matter of overnight.
Mhm.
you know, and it has made me so much more. Um, I'm so grateful, especially for all the help I got.
Yeah.
You've
Well,
been
I think
brilliant.
I think my approach really is there is research that suggests that doing random acts of kindness can help reduce stress by decreasing your blood pressure and your cortisol, and I suppose it kind of it I'm really looking to try and sort of encourage people to pay it forward as well, and it could be something just as
Yeah,
simple as complimenting a coworker, or I don't know, doing something a bit bigger. As I mentioned already, I do volunteer, and sort of continue to do more of that. But as I said, maybe pay for someone's coffee or something. I don't know. But that's linked back with just, trying to drink more water. Again, I think the overarching thing for me this year is just to try and focus a bit more on my wellness, trying to feel a bit less stressed out just in general, try and do that one act of kindness, drinking water, which is again linked to improved wellness and helping to reduce stress and getting better night's sleep and all of that kind of stuff. Because
yeah.
I feel I don't really take care enough of myself.
Well, I
Just
think
sort of scrape by.
I really do hope that before you do all of that, that you put yourself first, and you do, is there certain steps and thinking, right, okay, I need to do A, B, C, D, and E. And once I get them done, then I'll do the more drinking water and pay for someone's coffee. And I know that you don't mean just going out and randomly walking into a certain coffee shop and saying, here, let me pay for your coffee and then walk back out again. I know that, like, it could be 2 months from now, and you just walk into a coffee shop and someone will be at the front and they'll be frittering around, and you'll go, here, boop, there you go. It's paid for.
Yeah, well, there's
Yeah.
that, or paying attention to people who are on the streets as well. I think that I could definitely do more goodness there. I don't know.
Mm.
We'll see how we get on.
I tend to pay more. I tend to pay more attention to the less popular people on social media. When it's a birthday, when it's an anniversary, when it's a special day, and they've got like kids in on the background, and they get like one blue like, and the post has been up for 2 days.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm always drawn to like going in and saying happy birthday, or congratulations, or wow, that's amazing. You know,
I'm
that
the
kind of.
worst. I've just became the worst at being on social media now. Like I used to post all of the time. We've talked about this before. Like you would always know what I was up to. I was always putting it on the internet. It was everywhere. But now
Mhm.
it's like I've just got that much going on that I don't really. This morning before I was catching a flight was the first time I was actually able to scroll TikTok and go through and actually see what content was on there, and actually some really funny content on there. But that's the first time I've been able to do that in months. And that's not to
Mhm.
say that I haven't had the opportunity. It's just I've not really had the desire to sort of do it. Do you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like, I
Oh,
don't know,
absolutely.
my mind's just been elsewhere.
Yeah, because it was more of a choice to go, oh, do you know what? I can't be bothered. I really don't
It's
want to.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. I just try not to get too consumed by social media, that way. There's a lot going
That's
on.
also that's also extremely, extremely important. And too much of a good thing definitely isn't very good for you. So that's why you should maybe limit your social media exposure and just stick with the Sips and Giggles podcast.
Here,
Have,
here.
and have a joyous workout or a drive, or in the kitchen. Put it on your Alexa, put it on your whatever, and listen to one middle-aged queen who's just come through a crisis, and the host and compere and production wizard of everything that's drags to riches, the world's one and only drag papa. Talking about
um,
life and visions and hopes and aspirations.
100%. I mean, on the next episode of the podcast, I'll be post-surgery, so we'll be able to sit down and I'll be able to talk about. You'll be able to interview me about all things in my surgery. But I
Oh my
am
God.
going to also try and do like a mini series on TikTok of my journey as well. So just to try and help people understand what the process is. There's a lot of information out there, and I'm sure I'll just be adding to it. But yeah, I feel that there's a bit of I could definitely add some benefit to it.
Well, there's going to be other people out there who would be obviously wanting to know so many different things, especially about the way you feel before and after. Are you nervous and all that? So
I
yeah,
think
well,
I think it's the warts and all thing, because all of the kind of videos that I've watched is like all it is like this was my hair before, this is my hair after. Nobody's really talking about the journey from the UK to Istanbul. No one's really talking about the anxiety that I sort of have right now about going for
yeah.
surgery tomorrow.
Or
Like, and it's
actually,
not.
how long? One of the important questions I want to touch on is when you scrape that all back and go right to the very beginning. What was it that made you look and think, right? Okay, yeah, I want a hair transplant. However, am I going to have one? And the answer is yes. Where am I going to go? Why did you not go to London? Why did you go to Turkey?
Yeah.
All of the things, costings, and how does your husband feel about it? Did any of it have an impact? Did he have an impact on it? Did you talk to him about it? Did you talk to your friends about it? Was this a solo lone decision? All of those things. Don't answer those, please, because I'm going to grill you, honey.
So many questions to answer, and we will definitely cover that in the next episode.
Oh, we
Um,
will.
we we unfortunately don't have time for any of our mini segments.
We
Um,
do.
we don't, because
Nora.
I've got 8 minutes before this call ends, and I haven't even rang Gary yet, and he's messaging me here, so I'm gonna have to ring my husband.
Would
Priorities.
you run you up to that bar at the top of the hotel and get a wee drink and tell him it's water?
Um,
Uh,
but yes, until next time, Miss Legs.
Absolutely, my darling. Chin
Chin chin.
chin. Good luck.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of G&T Sips and Giggles. If you've enjoyed our conversation, then don't forget to share it with your friends, and why not subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. Your reviews mean the world to us and really help others find the show, so please take a moment to leave one. But be kind. If you'd like to support the podcast, why not consider joining us on Patreon? For the cost of a drink a month, you can listen to episodes early, access exclusive digital content, and get discounts to upcoming G&T shows. Your support helps us keep the conversation flowing. Cheers, we'll see you next time. Chin chin.